Hey Libra, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your October read. I'm a little late because I was actually waiting for Mercury to go all the way direct because I've had tech issues up at the zoo. Usually I just skate through, but that one I was bona fide. So, also I want to point out that if this is your reading, you'll know. If it's not your reading, you'll also know. So, it is general. So, take what applies, and if it ain't it, then there's other fantastic readers on YouTube. So, let's see if this one's for you. All right, Libra? Libra in October. What are we doing? What do we got going on? Libra. One, two. There she is. Oh, that was a good one. All right. I always love that little snap. All right. So, kicking it off with Wheel of Fortune. This is nice. Everyone seems to be getting these kind of shifts where it's like, and we're moving. So, all right, so Chariot in the middle. All right, this is great. So we're moving, literally. Like we're going on our way. Sorry, I'm hearing that Rusted Root song. Send me on my way. I'm sorry. But it's like, there's a joy in it, but there's also a little bit of hesitancy. Because in the corners you have Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. You could be fine with where you are with this Knight of Pentacles. You could be feeling independent, feeling good about things, but then you're like, oh, I have to leave. Because when the wheel turns, it's like, you know, this little giraffe's looking over her shoulder, but like, you out of here too. The 3 of Swords, I don't always think of that as like, oh, heartbreak, despair. There's a little bit of like trepidation with it. For me, it's a realization card, if anything. And we'll clarify that because I don't think what's around it is bad, but you're being asked to move in a direction that I don't think you're totally sold on yet. But I don't wanna. But the Chariot is like, hold on, Libra, we going. I feel like in some way you need to take control of the situation because the Queen of Wands is there. And I think you feel a lack of control in some way. You're like, why do I have to change when I was fine? Judgment, 9 of Pentacles, like we got this. But with that wheel turning and then the Chariot there too, it's almost like I said, it's like buckle up, Libra. But for the better. Because then when you have the Page of Pentacles, I think you're sort of buying in, but you're not totally sold. Because you still feel a certain way about it, having to bail with this 8 of Cups. Because then you have the 8 of Swords down here. You could stay there, or you could move. Well, I think you're kind of being nudged out. With this 9 of Pentacles. You're like, I was fine. Why do I have to... But the Queen of Wands is asking you to kind of take control. What is Libra realizing? That's too much even for me. As it's like, I said what I said. It's the Fool, 10 of Swords, Ace of Wands. It's almost like you're going to make the best of it. Well, you have to. And it turns out better. It's the Fool. It's like, all right, I guess we're going. And then the 10 of Swords is like, I don't want to be doing that. But then you have the Ace of Wands, which is like, all right, well, I guess we're going to have to. It's almost like you stomp your feet for a minute and then regroup and you're like, and we're in it. Because what is this 8 of Swords about? 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups. But I had all this potential and, the past was fine and the nostalgia. It's like, ask yourself what is keeping you where you are? What is the thing that's making you uncomfortable? Or pushing you out of it, because you have the 6, the 7, and the 8. All kind of like leading up into here. What's after the 8? Oh, the 9. Remember that. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. So whatever, it's not even a hiccup really. I feel like you feel like you're losing control of stuff. Things might feel a little bigger than you, but it's for the better. And once you kind of resign yourself to like, okay, then you can kind of see the plan. Because the 10 of Swords, you have to kind of stop pushing against it. Because the Chariot for Libra, what's that? The 3 of Pentacles. I think for you, the taking action part, if you're not actively participating and actively doing stuff about things, you're just like, I'm not in control. I'm not saying you're a control freak, but you're just like, you want to see all the clock parts moving on this Wheel of Fortune. You want to see what's making things tick. And you might be a little on the outside of that at the moment. Because Judgment for me is always this kind of like, that's the universe being like, I got this. And you're like, no, but I want to have it too. So Queen of Wands, how is Libra going to kind of take control of this and get a handle on things? Well, Emperor, Eight of Wands. You do find what you need to do within this. You find what you're able to control and you do it. And the Eight of Wands could be physically going somewhere. It's also level of communication. You're the one that's kind of like talking things through, getting everyone on board, you know, whatever it may be. But what is this Eight of Cups? There's hesitancy, and then there's like I was fine. Empress. You know, whatever you're moving into, the potential is there and it's going to grow, but at the same time, once you find your footing, you're totally fine with it. Once you kind of break out of any kind of comfort zone or any kind of things that you're like, well, that could have been possible or that could have happened. But the wheel is like giving you a firm kick in the Basinski to be like, guess what, Libra? We're leveling up. Get in, Libra. We're leveling up. Two of Swords. I feel like the universe was like, well, if Libra ain't going to make the decision, I make it for you. But in like the best possible way. And you're over here like, I was fine. I was totally fine. But were you? So like I said, Seven of Cups, Six of Cups. See what could have been the pain points that were kind of keeping you stuck. Nine of Swords. Hi. Yeah. So we are going to kick that to the curb. Now what is Libra going to work on here? I do want to see. Six of Wands. Once you start doing this, though, you're going to get the validation that, yes, this is the way we have to go. There is, like I said, there's that reluctance. But once you get in there and kind of trust the process a little bit more and kind of put these 10 swords down, you can see how things begin. Once you find the places that you can gain your footing and have the element of control where you're the one driving this, where you're the battery, that's when you start seeing the things that pay off. That's where you start seeing the road signs that are like, no, keep going. You know, keep it moving, Libra. Because any decisions I feel like you weren't making are getting made for you, and that's what's kind of giving you the kick in the butt. Now going on to the Oracle. The Rose, okay. Roses are nice and hardy, but they also have thorns, right? So you got to kind of take both sides of them, right? Meeting in the middle. There could be some kind of agreements or whatever. Surprising financial stuff, I think, potentially. I don't really think that this is relationships or you... Like I said, remember I said you had to have some kind of realization. There could be a little bit of guardedness when something flares up. And not in a bad way, because that's delightful, but you have to kind of settle into this. Now, what about this bear? The Star. Hi. Yeah, you have to get comfortable with all the good stuff. You feel like things have to be more work than what they are. You're like, well, this doesn't hurt. There's something wrong. Or this isn't difficult. This is an issue. This wanted to come out before. So, yeah, the change that comes with this kind of steady change and everything, because the ship is all about longing. So this is something that could have been desired for a while, and then the Lilies is the Wheel of Fortune, Fate, Destiny kind of card where it's like, you asked for it and you shall receive it. But at the same time, something about it feels a little too simple for you maybe. And you're like, hey, I thought I was supposed to struggle all the time. How am I allowed to not be on the struggle bus? Yeah, so you have to kind of change your perspective. you know? Yes, you work to where you are, but there's more stuff you can go to. There's more stuff you can do, be, etc. And breaking the mirror means changing perspective. It's like a Hanged Man card. The snake, like I said, I think you're concerned about other people's intentions. Where you're like, that kid can't be that simple. I don't trust it. So, even though you did put time and work into one thing, you're being asked to shift, being asked to pivot. I feel like there's a realization that pops up that allows you to make this transition a little easier. You figure out what you can control within the situations that will allow you to branch out and make things happen here. I mean, remember you do have the Chariot in the middle as your energy. So that's big move, big movement forward. I think that's the only way you have to go. And this is like, boom, amethyst, hi. Okay, do we even need to talk about this? Because I'm sure you know what amethyst is already. Mental powers, divine love, balanced spiritual path. So, signifies that something negative in your life will soon be transformed. There may be a need to cleanse or release something to allow this transformation to occur. All right, Libra. I think that kind of says it all here. So that's what we have for October. Big shift energy, but all for the good. I just feel like mentally you need to kind of get over any kind of hiccups where you're like, but it was fine. I was good. And I think that happens for you. Probably, I'm looking at timing. Probably about 2/3 through is when it's going to, we have the eclipse going on. So, hello, 25th. So, I want to say like that week, 23rd to the end of that week, you're probably going to see the big, like, whoosh. But all good waiting for you. All right, Libra, that's what I have for October, and I'll talk to you later.